Hi, it's Luke from the New Zealand hardcore band Exile, and I'm going to run you through our silent stage in-ear monitor rig. Let's have a look. So usually we play live with live amps and cabs, but last time we headed to Europe, the whole tour was silent stage. And what that means is there's no live amps or cabinets on stage and everyone's using in-ear monitors. So we had to build this rig. Over on the rig, we're running 2 Kempers and 4 Sennheiser G4 IEMs with a combiner and a wireless microphone. Everything's going into the main Motu 8M, and that's processing all of the guitars, our drum signal, the clicks, and it's sending out 4 stereo aux sends to the wireless monitors, in-ear monitors, and then it's also got an output to the drummer. So everyone has their own stereo feed, so it means left, right, and you can change all of the channels, and everyone's got their own custom feed that's sent to everyone's wireless body packs, and it goes up into their in-ear monitors. Starting off with the Kempers, so both guitars using the Kempers. We use Lance Prink tones, check them out. He did all the mixing, the mastering for all of the Exile albums and the music. Heading up to the top, we got the Sennheiser combiner, so that combines all of the signals from the in-ear monitor receivers, so you don't have to have a whole lot of antennas, so you can just use one antenna. We'll talk about the antennas in a minute. Over there, we've got a Shure GLXD. I've got a Shure wireless microphone, Shure GLXD with a KSM9 HS capsule on it. And they're all feeding into the Motu 8M. Up the top here, we've got the bass. So it's a dark glass, micro tubes, 500 V2, and over on the side, Cymatic LP16, and then that one runs our metronome, and it sends our sub drops to the front of house, and it sends our samples, just like the intros to songs. So first time doing this, a few challenges presented themselves. First off, we needed to fly these from New Zealand to Europe. So this whole rig packs down into 2 Pelicans. They were under 30 kgs. The second challenge is that we needed to be able to set up and we needed to be able to pack down really fast. On the back, I made a whole lot of custom cables, and we'll check out all the inputs and the output. So this is the back of the rig. We've got a couple custom cables here. One thing you'll notice is that we don't actually have a splitter. So a lot of bands have a splitter on stage, but since we've got a whole lot of digital things here, they've all got multiple outputs. So the Kemper has 2 outputs, the bass has 2 outputs, the wireless microphone has 2 outputs. The Playback also has multiple outputs too. So instead of running it through a splitter, we just use the second outputs. Okay, starting with the power in. So we've got the power con in, and then that goes off and feeds the other power. So we've got another power con out that goes down into the Kempers, powering the Kempers. The power con comes out, goes to the bass head. Now there's another, behind the power cons, there's another board that goes and feeds the power brick for the combiner, the power brick for the playback, and then it also powers the Wi-Fi controller over here. So that Wi-Fi controller is connected to the Motu right now, and that's so we can adjust all of our in-ear monitor mixes over the phone. So a couple outs, we've got our RF out over here, which goes to our in-ear monitor antenna. Got an RF out over here, which runs across the side of stage, and we're using like a mic stand, and this one here is for the microphone. And then on the other side, we've got another RF out over here, which is the microphone one as well. So there's 2 microphone cables. Next up, we've got the input for the splitter. So that splitter there, we're using a radial stage box on stage. So we have guitars, microphone, metronome, everything in our ears, but one thing we didn't have on this tour and this setup is a whole live drum set in our ears. So what we did is we took a split from one of the overheads and sent it to our ears. So just one of the overheads that are just pointing straight down, and we've got a little bit of like the toms, the snare, and a little bit of the kick through. So not ideal, but since then we've got another whole drum mixer and drum mics. So keep following this for our updated rig, but we'll keep running you through the rig. All right, next up, we've got the input for the bass. So that comes straight out of the bass over here, and then the front of house takes the main line out from the bass. And then over here, we've got our Kemper inputs, green and red. You would have seen on the front now, green and red. They come into the back of the Kemper over here, and then the front of house takes the other side of it there. Front of house takes the other side of it over here. And then we've got our main mic out, so that's my wireless microphones coming out of here. So the wireless microphone already has 2 outputs, and the other outputs go into the Motu mixer. Last up, we've got our playback. So you can see it's got our Europe intro over there. First song on the Europe playlist was Diamond Eyes. Out of it is coming the click. So that click is just for us, and it is going into the Motu mixer into channel 1. So over here, coming out of the playback, we just got some XLRs. They get sent to front of house. Red sub drops, black samples. So what you can't see behind the D panel and the power bricks is the back of the Motu here. So those are the auxiliary sends, TRS outputs that are sending the stereo left, right to the in-ears. Then the Motu mixer has 8 inputs. Those are the inputs there. Those are on a short cable, and those feed up into the XLR D panels that are over here. All right, if you're wondering what the in-ear monitors look like, so you've got a little radio pack that sits usually on the back of your belt. Those are molded in-ears. Those are ultimate ears, molded in-ears. A couple of the boys have them, and a couple of the boys have got the Shure, just like the earbuds. For this tour, I also picked up a wireless microphone. So I know we'd be on a little bit bigger stages this time, a little bit bigger than those New Zealand stages. So instead of having an extra long cable and having to worry about a cable on stage, I picked up a wireless microphone. So it's a Shure GLXD with a KSM9 HS capsule on it. So the HS capsule has a hypercardioid pattern. So that means that the pickup pattern of the microphone is really narrow. So funnily enough, it doesn't actually matter too much on the silent stages, but I've noticed it actually makes a big difference on the live stage where everything's super noisy and it rejects a lot of the sound around it. But it means you really got to be on the microphone. So if you're a little bit off, it's not going to pick you up. So you really got to be right on the microphone. And another advantage of hypercardioid is you can be a little bit more lax with your mic technique. So you can cup the mic a little bit more if you want to look like your boy 50 and won't feedback as much. So here goes our Pelican. So we've got custom foam for the 2 Kempers over there. We've got the bass amp down here, the playback, and in these little sheaths over here, we've got the antennas. So to keep the antenna nice and safe, because they're a little bit fragile, they just slip into those sleeves there. That's Pelican 1, Pelican 2. It's SKB actually. There we go, there goes the IEMs. And then there goes all the cables that go into it. For the Europe tour, this is our playback. So you can see over here, our set list, playlist was Europe. First song, 369 into Diamond Eyes. And we actually just had this on a timer. So you just press play over here, and all of these songs, they'd play back to back. So I think our set list was 2 songs break, 2 songs break, 2 songs break. And the break was already pre-programmed into this for like 30 seconds. And there was also a timer set before this would start. So it was in 1 minute. So what I'd do is I'd press play, and it would be 1 minute before it started. So I could go press play, and we'd all wait side of stage, and we could come on in a minute's time. With the playback, we just pressed play, and it would play all of the songs. So they had pre-timed, so it would go song, we got 2 songs, break, 2 songs, break, 2 songs, break. And the breaks are about 30 seconds to 45 seconds, depending on where it was in the set. So shorter breaks at the start and a little bit longer towards the end as we got a little bit more gassed. And then at the start, we also started the set, we also had a minute timer too. So I'd go up on stage, I'd press play, and then we could wait for the side of the stage and the sample and the intro to build up and then come out onto the stage. So we don't actually do that on our live sets. We only did that so we could really keep to the time schedule and be really accountable, because we only had 25 minutes to play on this tour. So we designed a set that was 25 minutes. So usually when we play live, the drummer activates the next song, and you can take a little bit more of a break, or you can start a song sooner. But generally you start songs later because you're mucking around. So on this one, everything was straight through, and that's how we become most efficient on this tour. So 25 minutes, we packed as much XL material as we could in 25 minutes. Jump on, jump off, and then it's just all about that being it's all about being consistent, and yeah, just not going over time. Okay, just a little bit closer look at everything. Alex up here, Luke, Lee, jack, and then the drummer would take his feed from the headphones over there. So the drummer would take his feed from the headphones, and then my microphone. So what I do with my microphone is I do every show I'd want a clean signal, so I'd go scan, and then I'd sync it up to the microphone so they've got the same signal. Over here I've got the Kempers, so we generally wouldn't touch anything on the Kempers. XL actually only has one tone, so the whole show we only play with one tone, and they're already pre-set up, so you don't actually touch those. The only thing that would ever touch on those would maybe be the noise gate. On tour, you want to be able to set up and you want to be able to pack down quickly. Two reasons. You want to be able to set up quickly because you want to be able to respect the show's time, you want to be able to respect the crowd's waiting time, and you want to be able to pack down quickly too because you want to be able to respect the time of the band who's next on. So we prioritize this rig into two Pelicans. We've got an SKB over here and we've got a Pelican, and all of this rig packs up and fits into these two Pelicans. Coming into this, I knew we were going to have to set these up quickly. So what I'm going to do is chuck on a timer and I'm going to set these up. All right, ready to go. So select the playlist. Kempers are powering up, Motu's powering up, Motu's on, Kempers are ready to go. So far everything's on, but the Kempers take a little bit more longer to turn on. All right, that's Kempers on. 4 minutes 27. Pretty good setup. All right, first up, you want to turn everything off. So we've just finished the gig, we're going to turn everything off. Power down the Motu, turn off the bass rig, turn off that. All right. So all these cables that I'm dropping on the ground go into the SKB, which is actually underneath here. Playback goes into the Pelican over here. So while I'm doing this, so generally I would do this. So the drummer's packing up his stuff, and then the guitarists would be packing up their own stuff, and then also guitarists would be coming over, pulling out their own cables from the Kempers. I'd unplug the front of house over here, I'd unplug the subs, I'd unplug the sub drops too. Unplug the splitter, so remember the splitter was going into one of the overheads, over by the drum kit. So one of the cooler things about being this efficient and kind of like wanting to be this efficient is that at the start of the tour, we were the opening band, so we got chucked on quite early, and that was just so the show could run smoothly and there could be quick changeovers. So we got so efficient at our changeovers at the start of the tour. We were starting the show at 7 and we were so fast at our changeovers that they were chucking us on at 7:30. So that means that we got more people through the door on opening and more people to watch us, which is worth it, trust me. Kempers into the Pelican. Kemper into the Pelican. All right, two Kempers. Open up the SKB. All right, and then everything starts going to the bottom of the SKB. Antennas, got a special place in this Pelican too to keep the antennas safe. Oos. Chuck it in there, close, ready to go. All right. Wheels up. And then ready to roll those off stage. Let's check the timer. 5 minutes. That's the difference between, just being efficient on stage, earning people's respect, knowing that you're reliable and that people can count on you. So everyone's been to a local show where people take heaps of time to set up or people take heaps of time to pack down. So playing night after night, you want that consistency. Just take a little bit of a think about how your rig's going to go up every night. Maybe talk about it with your band members too, about how you can get on and off stage really fast. Promoter's going to love you. You're You're going to get a good reputation from the headline band and all the other bands too. So the bands that are before you and the band that are after, you're going to get a really good reputation from. And you just kind of want to make yourself the easiest person to work with. So there you go. We're going to weigh these now. 25 kgs. And 25 kgs. There you go. All right, that's the end of the Europe Tower of Power rig rundown. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you've got any comments, suggestions, questions, chuck them down in the comments down below. If you're new here, my name's Luke from Exile. This is the home of the Kiwi Style podcast. More technical rig videos. I've got my Exile vlogs over here as well, including some live sets, and we're going to be doing a whole lot of cool things on this channel. So like and subscribe. We've also upgraded this rig. So when I recorded this video, we had just done Europe in 2023. So going on more than a year after that, we've made some improvements to the rig, which has added like a Motu B16. All of the drums are integrated. So we also ditched the Kemper powered racks and replaced those with Kemper profiler players. And you're going to want to see this cool new setup. So if you want to be the first to know about that, that's actually going to go up on the channel's Patreon, and I'm going to leave a link down below for how you can jump on the Patreon and support the channel. Also, if you want to support the channel and support me, you can pick up some Exile merch. We just got these dope new designs. They come in white and black, and they also come with a free sticker pack with every order. All right, I'll see you guys on the next rig rundown. Peace.